This is the Horse Radio Network. This is episode 100 of Horse Tip Daily, a different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Horse Tip Daily brings the world of equine knowledge to you one day at a time. Enjoy today's tip. I'm Glenn the Geek from Lexington, Kentucky, and you're listening to episode 100 of Horse Tip Daily. It's hard to believe that when I started this, what seems like a few short months ago, that we'd be already at episode 100. I do hope you're enjoying the show. Please do drop me an email at glenn with2n's@horseradionetwork.com and let me know what you think of the show. If there's somebody else you want to hear on it, if you have an expert that you want to hear on the show, or if there are tips on topics that we are not covering yet, I'd like to hear from you about that. You can do so at glenn with2n's@horseradionetwork.com. And I want to thank you for listening. The numbers on this show are increasing every month. It's the fastest growing show right now on the network, so I appreciate you listening in and taking the time out of your day to do that. Well, today we have back with us one of the newest co-hosts for the eventing radio show. Jennie Brannigan is an up-and-coming international eventer who works out of Philip Dutton's barn in Pennsylvania and rides for the United States. Jennie is a joy to work with and very popular on the show circuit, and she's one of the new rotating co-hosts of the eventing radio show, along with Boyd Martin and full-time co-host Chris Stafford. This tip is taken from episode 53 of the eventing radio show. You think after 100 episodes I'd be able to speak. If you would like to hear the whole show, please take a listen at eventingradio.com. Actually, Lillian Hurd was on that show, and she shares her reaction to being included in the USEF Developing Riders list, which means a lot to her career. And, that's actually something that Jennie Brannigan had been on several times, and they talked about it during the show. It was kind of fun. So listen into that show at eventingradio.com. Jennie has a very short but practical tip for you today, as she spoke with co-host Chris Stafford.
Well, I don't know. This probably won't apply to the lovely people who get to live in places like Florida and California, but since moving to the East Coast, here in West Grove, we have this thing, we call it the plague. In the winter, all the girls get this red, itchy skin on their thighs. And it's funny because everyone's always really embarrassed about it, and they think it's like some sort of disease, and so no one really says anything. But last year I'm like, does anyone else get this stuff on their legs, and it's like hives, and it itches, and it feels awful? And everyone's like, oh my God, I have that, and I don't know why. Well, it's really common here, and it's actually caused from when you wear tight riding pants and you're out in the cold for a long time. Your fat cells actually swell with water because it's a form of frostbite, and your body goes into survival mode. And it's called Chilblains as well in England. You get it on your feet as well. It's very common in England.
Very, very common, Jennie. I can tell you. I grew up with that. We have the climate for it over there.
Ugh, it's just awful. And I get it on my feet and my legs. It's lovely. It takes all year for it to go away. But anyways, I read about this, and I think that it quite works. If you put Nobos on the top of your, in between your riding pants and your thighs, it helps with the circulation so that your body doesn't end up getting the chilblains. So I'm pretty excited to try that out. That's my tip of the week.
So tell me again what it is.
Nobo bandages. If you put them in between your riding pants and on your thighs, it helps the circulation stay the same because basically when you're wearing tight riding pants, you don't have any circulation going to the tops of your thighs.
Right. Well, that sounds a pretty good tip, because as you said, not everybody is in Florida or California.
I would love to be in California. I think it's a great place to be when it's 10 degrees out here.
Well, I do hope that's a handy tip for many of you, and I know that riding in the cold is something that most of us in this country have to do, except, as Jennie said, for those in Florida and California and Arizona. But that might be something to take a look at if you're outside for a long time like Jennie is every day. She said she rides up to 15 horses a day. So she obviously has dealt with this issue for many years. You can hear that whole episode at Eventing Radio, episode 53. As I said, we'd love to hear from you, so drop me those emails at glenn@horseradionetwork.com. And don't forget to check out all the shows on the network. You can check them all out at horseradionetwork.com. I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, stay safe, everyone.